My name is Jeremy Tubbs, and I'm a growing author who loves to tackle the things that bother me through my writing. As I've grown as a man, I've realized I have a unique ability to explore these topics and express my thoughts in ways that resonate with others. So, let's dive into something that's been weighing heavily on my mind. Demons are real. They've been here for a long time, influencing this world in ways we often overlook. While many of us claim to love God, the truth is, the works of demons are far more present in our daily lives than we care to admit. Think about it. Money, greed, pain, lies, cheating, betrayal. All of it stems from something darker, something sinister. Demons work behind the scenes of these situations, orchestrating chaos and destruction. And then there's the role of women in this. Why is it that demons seem to find it so easy to enter the soul of a woman? I've often wondered about this, and it's a question I want to explore further. Women are powerful, intuitive, and nurturing, yet they also seem to be targets for manipulation by these spiritual forces. This isn't a story meant to point fingers or lay blame. It's a journey into understanding. What is a demon really? Where do they come from? And why do they have such an easy time infiltrating not just women, but humanity as a whole? I believe that by diving into these questions, we can begin to uncover truths that are often left in the shadows. Let's explore this together, one page at a time. To understand demons, we first need to strip away the Hollywood portrayal of horns and pitchforks. Demons aren't always the loud, terrifying entities we've been conditioned to fear. Often they're subtle, whispering thoughts that sow doubt, resentment, and temptation. They work quietly, planting seeds of discord in our minds and letting us do the rest. They thrive in chaos, and where there is disorder, you'll find their fingerprints. But where do they come from? Some say demons are fallen angels, beings that rebelled against God and were cast out of heaven. Others believe they are ancient spirits of evil, predating even humanity itself. Whatever their origins, one thing is certain: they exist to oppose all that is good, true, and pure. Their very essence is corruption, and their goal is to lead us away from God's light. Now, let's talk about women. I've spent years reflecting on why demons seem to target women so easily. Women are life-givers, creators, and nurturers by nature, holding a unique spiritual connection to the world. But with great power comes vulnerability. I think this connection makes them prime targets for spiritual attack. A demon's goal is to exploit strengths, turning them into weaknesses. Take a woman's intuition, for example. It's a gift, a sense that often guides her to truth. But a demon can twist that gift, feeding her lies disguised as gut feelings, manipulating her perception until she questions everything, including herself. A woman's compassion can also be weaponized, leading her to give too much of herself to people or situations that drain her spirit. But let's be clear, this isn't just about women. Men are no less susceptible. We're often swayed by pride, anger, or lust, making us just as vulnerable. The difference, I believe, is how demons approach their targets. They play to the unique vulnerabilities of each person, exploiting our deepest fears and desires. As I dive deeper into these thoughts, I find myself asking harder questions. How do we protect ourselves? How do we recognize when we're being influenced by something beyond our own thoughts? Is it possible to truly free ourselves from these forces, or are we destined to fight this battle forever? These are the kinds of questions I want to explore in my work, not just to find answers for myself, but to help others who might be struggling with the same thoughts. I believe that by shining a light on these dark truths, we can begin to take back control and live in alignment with God's purpose for us. This journey won't be easy, but it's necessary. If demons have been here for centuries, working to pull us away from what's right, then it's time we stop ignoring their influence and start fighting back. And I believe the first step in that fight is awareness. Let's bring these truths to the surface and see them for what they really are. I realize that the battle against demons is as much internal as it is external. They don't just operate in the shadows of the world. They take root in the hidden corners of our minds and hearts. They feed off our insecurities, our doubts, and our deepest wounds. It's no wonder so many of us struggle with feeling lost or powerless at times. For me, I've had my share of battles with these forces. I've seen how easily greed, anger, or even despair can creep in, disguised as justifiable emotions. I've watched others around me, especially those I've loved, fall into traps set by these forces. Relationships crumble, trust dissolves, and what's left is often a shell of the person who once stood strong. Take love, for instance. Demons have a way of twisting what is meant to be pure and sacred into something destructive. They turn love into obsession, commitment into control, and passion into jealousy. I've experienced this firsthand, and it's a pain I wouldn't wish on anyone. It's like watching something beautiful wither under the weight of lies and betrayal. But even in those dark moments, I've learned something important. Demons only have as much power as we give them. They feed on our choices, the small compromises we make each day that chip away at our integrity. They thrive when we give up the fight, when we stop praying, stop believing, or stop holding ourselves accountable. This isn't just about individual struggles either. It's about society as a whole. Look around. How much of our world is consumed by greed, deception, and selfishness? These aren't just human flaws. They're signs of a deeper spiritual war. Demons have woven themselves into the fabric of our culture, normalizing behaviors that pull us further away from God. But here's the thing, we're not powerless. We've been given tools to fight back: faith, prayer, and truth. The Bible tells us to put on the full armor of God, to stand firm against the schemes of the enemy. That armor isn't just a metaphor. It's a mindset, a way of living that protects us from falling into the traps set before us. So, how do we begin? By being honest with ourselves. We have to confront the parts of our lives where we've allowed darkness to creep in. It's uncomfortable, even painful, but it's necessary. We have to call out the lies we believed, the compromises we've made, and the sins we've ignored. We also need to surround ourselves with people who uplift us, who remind us of God's love and truth. Demons isolate us because they know we're weaker when we're alone. But together, in community, we're stronger.